Hey, SMT Nation, what is up? It's your boy, the SMT, the U.S. State of the Mobile Union address from the Sneed Mobile Tech YouTube channel. What we're going to do is we're going to take a full look, top to bottom, side to side, front to back, do a complete overview of the Root Metrics Half 1 2020 testing results. I've always been a big fan of Root Metrics reports. I know a lot of people, like to question certain organizations and agencies that do the testing. But in my perception, the way I see it, they have the best methodology. They have the best approach. Their data collection seems to mirror what I experience when I go to different markets and test. And it seems the most real world applicable. So when I look at their methodology and I look at the devices they use and, their analysis and the overview and everything, it seems to be the most dependable and the most accurate, and it's held up over time. Every half and every market that's tested, it all seems to come together. So I've always been a big fan of Root Metrics. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the entire Root Metrics report. We'll look at the root scores. We'll see how each of the four major carriers did. This will be Sprint's last hurrah. So they are included in this data because they did own and operate their own network through the entirety of half 1 2020, which is when this testing was done. So I do want to just kind of, as people are coming in, acknowledge them, say hello. So Baby Yoda, welcome to you. And Brennan, we did knight you a new moderator here on the SMT YouTube channel. So we do congratulate you on that prestigious responsibility. And we hope you do a good job. Same thing with Kimon. We knighted him as well. So welcome to both of you to the mod squad. What's up, Nintendo 504? What's happening? Let's see. We got Vids for fun. Caleb's in the house. What's up, Carlos? Good to have you, man. We got Gene. We have Chad. Good to have you. Glad you could stop by tonight. Big shout out to Gene coming through. We also have Ryan B, who's in the house. Adrian is here. It's cold here. Best part of the day is a Sneed video. Adrian, I don't know where you are, man, but today it was like 85 here in the CLE, so was not cold here. Quick and zippy. What's up, Mystic Eric? Good to see you made it tonight. We got MS is also here today. See, Zach is in the house. Colorado getting a bunch of snow. What? Man.
It's true, bro. Colorado, Utah.
What's up, Riggy? What's up, Cat? Good to have you. Man, that's crazy, bro. A lot of snow, huh?
Yep.
Root Metrics is the best for real-world usage. We worked with them heavily in RF engineering. Take it from the guy who's in the field, our resident RF engineer. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Subscribe. Activate the bell. Yeah. Roman, what is up, my brother? Good to see you. GS is here. Good to see you as well. Angel, what is up? Gregory, my homie. Good to see you, man. Alex, what is up? Glad you could stop by tonight. Tyree, what's up, man? Arshawn, my brother. Awesome, but is there throttle on the network? What you talking about? Bruh. Tito, what is up, Tito? Sent you the link if you just wanted to come and hang out. If you like, it's there for you. We have Hadrian in the house. We also have David, who's stopping by. John is here. The homie Arturo, ¿cómo está? We got Nick. Yeah, man, it is going to be a crazy winter. All right, let's take a look at the breakdown of these results. The United States State of the Union, Mobile Union, half 1 2020. What's up, Bluffer? Good to see you, man. All right, so the big homie Caleb is in the house. What's up, Caleb?
Hey, good evening.
Good to have you, man. Glad you could stop by. You can give us some perspective on this methodology and the results and stuff. It's good to get your viewpoints on some of these things. So, Root Metrics, in my estimation, is the best way to get real-world testing. I feel like it's the closest connection to the end user access and experience that we can get from a testing firm that is not associated with any carrier. So, when you think about, off-the-shelf handsets, literally it's the stuff that we buy, right? So And let's go ahead and welcome Tito from Aloha Android. Good to have you, man. So I like to say that the fact that they use real world handsets right off the shelf, they don't mess with the phones, they don't do any type of special access or anything, right? They're using it as we would. So it's hardware that consumers have access to and use. It's the same thing that enterprise users have, right, with business access. They test speeds, they test reliability. It's the real world experience through like Android flagships. Unfortunately, they don't test iPhones. They typically use S series flagship devices. So this year's testing for half one, it would have been probably the S20 Plus, I'm assuming, or maybe the S20 Ultra. But yeah, I mean, half one 2020 concluded at the end of June, but we got this pandemic thing. So essentially, the report had incomplete data due to the pandemic. So there was some incomplete testing and results. But they finally finished and compiled all the data, and they were successfully tested 125 markets, metropolitan markets. 3,000 sites were tested. 203,000 miles were driven, with 2.7 million tests completed. That's why I feel like they do a pretty good job, and they're pretty thorough. Caleb, what's your take on that, man?
Yes, working with them in the RF engineering department, I was at Verizon, and now at T-Mobile. Well, actually, T-Mobile doesn't use metrics anymore, but I was at Verizon. They are the best. They actually provide the real-world data testing that everyday customers use. And here's what they do. So they go to stores, an average, cell phone store, right? They get the Galaxy phones. What's current, devices that people are using. They get two phones. One is a primary phone, one is a backup phone. The reason why they use two phones is because in case one fails, right? And so what they do is they actually give the phone numbers that they're using to the carriers, to Verizon, to T-Mobile, AT&T. They give those two sets of phone numbers, and then what we're allowed to do is we can actually track where they're going, right? And we're allowed to see, kind of like what locations they are driving around to. Now, we don't touch the cell phone towers. We don't optimize them. We don't adjust. We don't make, EDT or till adjustments or anything like that.
Right.
We just let them go. We don't, because if we touch something, then that's gonna skew the results, and that could mess up some some results, some data results.
Yeah.
So what happens is they do this for about anywhere from 5 to 7 days. They need a full week's worth of testing, so they can either do it all in 5 days for that period of time, or they split it up. So, but they need at least a week's worth. So when that time gets done, what they do is they have to crunch the numbers, and then they send us a report. They send us a report exactly where they've driven to. They give us a list of coordinates where they've been. So for indoor testing, they pick about 20 spots, around 20 to 25 spots where they went to, like McDonald's, a Starbucks, library, what have you. They do the call testing there as well, right? So they just don't do speed testing, they do call testing as well. And we measure that. So we're actually able to see where they tested, what time they tested, what bands, everything, And then once we look at that data, we can actually replicate our own drive testing. We can kind of duplicate the results and see, this area over here, has congestion issues. We need to boost capacity here. Or, this area has bad coverage, or what we call poor RF conditions. We need to add, maybe a cell tower over here to boost coverage, depending on the area. So, so we're able to do that, and that's one of the reasons why Verizon is the best and always wins, is because we do our homework.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's called teaching to the test in my line of work. What you do is you prepare your students for that test.
AT&T does half the time, but I drove for a good day almost the whole day doing nothing but multi-call testing all around every street and everything. So it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of homework to do. And go ahead.
Well, I mean, look, if the nice thing is if you're teaching to the test, as they say, and your students perform well, and in the case of Verizon, this is like an examination. So they're testing your network, and the fact that you're willing to put in the time to put yourself in a position to get good metrics. I mean, that also means you're not only going to get good metrics, you're giving your customers good access because they're using the hardware and they're using your SIM cards the same way a customer would. So you're going to offer a superior product compared to the competition, even if you are preparing for this test, right?
Mm-hmm. I got a quick question for you. Have you actually seen the actual root metrics demo video about how they actually just go in there and test?
Yeah.
Is there a way? I don't know if you want to. It's only a couple minute video. I don't know if you want to pull it up for the viewers or not, and have them maybe take a look at it, or maybe put a link in the description so they can take a look at it later. But it's a good idea what they do.
Yeah, that's worth a shot. Yeah, that's worth something to look at. I'll see if I can pull it up.
Okay.
We could look at some of these numbers and see how they did. Some things that I was surprised about. It's like a 10-minute video. The root metrics in Chicago.
Yeah.
Ratio and root test. I don't know. That looks like a math problem or something. Maybe if I could find a specific spot in there that works for us that we can watch. So it could be a quick one. But I will link it in the description and the show notes afterwards. So there we go. All right. So when I look at these scores, Caleb, Tito, Carlos is in here as well. No surprises, because Verizon, I think, has won this award. Like they've won the most root awards, 14 tests in a row. So they've been dominating this test. A lot of people actually call this the Verizon test. I don't know if you've ever heard that before. Because they always perform so well on it. And a lot of people say, oh, Verizon pays them. And bro, like if you test these markets, you will see why Verizon wins these tests. And if you test the same way, you'll understand. Like this is why Verizon does so well. So overall, Verizon came in with the highest score. AT&T is very close. Okay, so Verizon at 95, AT&T at 94. And then kind of like distantly in third and fourth is Sprint and T-Mobile. So that's the overall score. I'm kind of actually more compelled to look at the individualized metrics because the overall is, I mean, that's a lot that goes into that score. So if we look at these individualized components, it's a more granular approach to looking at it. I think we can make more meaning from it. So like reliability, for example, 95.9 for Verizon, 94.5 for AT&T. Those are both very high scores. The 90.3 from Sprint is a nice bump. The T-Mobile one's a decrease. Their reliability went down. And I'm going to speak to that a little bit because the outages and the network integration issues that they're having, or just the integration process, right? That seems to be taking its toll, and it shows in the other metrics too. This new metric, which is called accessibility, I've never seen this before. So this one's new. Verizon scored the highest, AT&T right behind them. And then there's a little bit of space with Sprint and T-Mobile. But some of the tests, like the carriers, are very, very close. The speed, AT&T has taken the cake. It's been a couple of tests now where AT&T has been the fastest. So their capacity is top of the market, right? So if you're looking for a network that is very zippy and fast, chances are AT&T is going to fit the bill. The data, the calling, the text, those are there. I want to look at the speed. So let me start with this. The speed metrics here. AT&T had the highest speed, 42 megabits per second, United States speed. Verizon came in at 36. Now, I actually, when I look at Sprint, when I look at T-Mobile, you know what you have to consider here, and anybody can chime in on this, how many customers Verizon has and how little spectrum they have nationally. This is an incredible metric for Verizon, considering they have so many people on their network and they still score so well.
Yeah, it's definitely the density for Verizon. But let me make a quick point there. So the accessibility that has always been there, and what that is basically for first time data connection or first time text or first time a call. That has to do with like when your phone first connects to something like a call or what have you. That's what that is. Reliability score is basically how long it stays on there. So
okay, so when I was looking at their definitions, this is how they described it on Root Metrics. They said network reliability was a holistic approach or view at data, calling, and texting. Can I access the network? So that's how they described it. The accessibility piece took into account latency, quick access, data, call, and text. How long does it take to connect to the network? So that's how Root Metrics worded it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
The speed thing, if you kind of want to explain a little bit more, when we speak to tower density and tower grids, and every market has X number of tower sites, we all kind of know that Verizon seems to always have the most when it comes to tower builds, right? They've got this incredible LTE footprint, from coast to coast, top to bottom. They seem to be doing the most, right? The network spending seems to be paying off because they have the least amount of spectrum, which is the lifeblood of a network. But if the tower sites aren't there, then the spectrum doesn't mean anything, right? So Verizon is proving that. They're proving that with enough tower sites, you can offset so much congestion. So through the utilization of small cells and the utilization of macro sites in combination also with their newly acquired millimeter wave deployments, I think that's helped a little bit in key markets with congestion. They like, it's incredible. I look at how many customers they have, and for them to have so little spectrum to still score that high, like they're number 2 in speed, but they have the largest network at the same time and the most customers, right? So you would probably expect them to score a little lower, but they scored pretty good. AT&T took the cake. Now, where things get kind of hairy is when we look at the T-Mobile metric for speed. They clearly took a hit, and then Sprint improved. So I know it's like Sprint's last hurrah, but I think we should celebrate that they were steadily improving their network over the course of the last few years. We did see measurable improvements. And then T-Mobile, who was trending up through 2018, in 2019, we started to notice that their speeds were starting to slow. And I think that was a function of their growth. The organic growth that the John Legere era involved was incredible, and so many users on the network. And let's be honest, Caleb, is it safe to say that the T-Mobile user is a heavy data user?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's all they do. If you look at the commercials, what's the first thing that they say? Our network was built for data. Yeah. And the millennials, that's all the millennials do is data. They don't text. They send everything in emojis, and everything is videos and Facebooking. Of course.
I think that is the case, man. And maybe it's a combination of a couple of things. I think for T-Mobile, it's network integration, the process, the growth of the network. There were some migrations, I'm sure, at some point that were starting to happen. And just all of those factors considered, their speeds kind of suffered. Now, speed is not the only metric for the quality of a network and the performance of a network. It's one metric, but it's one that we often look at when we view capacity. So if a network is fast in a market, it's an indicator that it can handle more of a data load, right? Their tower sites, whatever their configurations are with the spectrum holdings in that market, the number of tower sites, the way that they're arranged and positioned, they got a good thing going on in that market. So sometimes it helps even to look at specific markets and how it looks. All right, so here's the metro area root score award tally. And Verizon tested, I believe they had 125 metro areas planned, but some areas were incomplete due to the pandemic. So they had data from 55 cities. Now, remember, they have like 6 metrics for each of those cities. Verizon dominated. They took 329 of those awards. AT&T at 193. That's a huge gap. And then T-Mobile came in with 78 and then Sprint with 70. I remember there was a time when T-Mobile was getting more of these awards. So that means I think that Verizon took a little extra, AT&T took a little extra, T-Mobile lost some, and then Sprint added some. And that's what really hurt T-Mobile because they typically score a lot better in this test when it comes to more of the root score awards. Here are some things that we, I guess I should go back to that individualized breakdown with those metrics. All right, so I'll leave this one up. All right, so overall Verizon, then AT&T, then Sprint, then T-Mobile. For reliability, it was the same, so not much difference. Calling, accessibility was the same. So in speeds, AT&T took the cake. Verizon was second, Sprint, then T-Mobile. For data, it was Verizon, AT&T, then Sprint, then T-Mobile. Calling was the same. Texting is not really a metric that distinguishes any carrier. The only thing that I think is concerning is the fact that T-Mobile is so far apart from the rest, and then Sprint improved so dramatically in texting. I didn't even know like their texting was bad. So, I mean, it's good to see that improved. But T-Mobile's way behind. I mean, you could see the separation. All the three carriers were at the 96 mark, and then T-Mobile was at 90. In the calling, Verizon 93.7, AT&T 92, Sprint 84, and then T-Mobile 81. So the calling, there's a big difference between number one and number two, and then the rest, right? So if calling is important to you, that's an important metric. It looks like Verizon and AT&T are where it's at. AT&T has fast data, Caleb. What's your experience like, and what do you think is the reason for it? Why are they scoring so well in that metric? Do we still have Caleb? Is he here?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah,
I was gonna say, I know you have experience with AT&T, and I know that you're familiar with it. Why do you think they score so well in that metric of data speed?
Oh, for bandwidth, they have, as far as for LTE bandwidth, they have a lot more bandwidth than what Verizon does. Strictly speaking, just on LTE, not millimeter wave, just LTE. And that's exactly why they have way more capacitive network, right? Mm-hmm. So that they've always beaten us, or beaten Verizon, I should say, on data speed usually.
Carlos, anything you could you want to describe or speak to in terms of the AT&T network?
The AT&T network, bro, is just an amazing network. It has stepped its game up compared to what it used to be. Before, it used to be horrendous, horrible network. By far, I couldn't stand it. It had all the three failures. 1, customer service. 2, billing. 3, network. Now, the network kind of it's improved to the point where you can kind of put the customer service and billing kind of a little bit on the back burner, even though it still needs room for improvement. But because the network has gained so much capacity and so much reliability, it kind of makes you think twice whether to make that as a point in decision making, whether to switch to AT&T or not.
Tito, could you share any experiences with the network experience for AT&T speeds and things like that?
Yeah, it's actually it's grown a lot better since I think it was 4 years ago that I've used AT&T compared to the speeds that I'm getting right now. So I've seen that they made a lot of advancements and growth, and their network has just been like way better at this point right now. So I got to give it to them. They came back from what they were.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm looking here at some of their metrics.
Yeah, it's just been good.
In looking at their good news for AT&T subscribers here, looking for fast speeds, some of the metrics they have, AT&T delivered median download speeds of at least 40 megs in more markets than any other carrier. 67 of the 125 markets they tested had greater than 40 megabit per second median average, right? So that tells me that they are fast, and they are frequently a fast carrier in several markets. Even more impressive, They registered median download speeds of 50 megabits or more in 33 more markets than in 2019. So that means they're continuing to get better. They're getting faster, and they're getting faster in more markets every half. And it's not just fast at the top end. It also had only 8 markets with speeds under 20 megabits. So those are important market analysis that you need to keep in mind. They don't have many slow markets. Most of their markets are very fast.
Yeah, that speaks to the band 14 and band 30 upgrades that they have done. And that just, it proves it right there in the report. Yeah,
really good for AT&T. So if you're looking for a fast carrier, check the Root Metrics market report. Go to your market, select it, see if it's available, and you can get the individualized breakdown. And we'll take a look at my market. We'll look at Caleb's market. We'll look at Carlos. We'll see, and maybe Tito. We'll check to see how many we can get in. We'll look and see how these scores are in those places for each of these carriers. Let's take a look at Sprint. And the reason I want to look at Sprint is because I want to see what they had been doing leading up to the merger. So Sprint shared the text root score in 53 of 55 markets, so their texting was vastly improved. It says here, Sprint increased the number of markets in which it delivered median download speeds of at least 40 megs from 6 to 27 markets. That's a 21 market improvement, which is fantastic. I don't think anybody ever improved that dramatically in that metric, so that's really good to see. Median download speeds of at least 50 megs in 6 cities, a jump from 0 in such markets last time. So Sprint was getting better. It's either that or customers were leaving, right?
Massive MIMO launch. That's all that was. So that's all that attributes to.
So the launch of massive MIMO antenna technology increases speeds dramatically. Like when we talk about different types of technology, that was one thing that Sprint was definitely doing right, was the massive MIMO tech. So whatever tower upgrades were going on in those key markets, immediately there were results. So that was good to see. Mm-hmm. I would also say that Sprint's 5G was very good. And since the merger, obviously it's not a thing anymore, right? It's T-Mobile's network now. But where they had their 5G markets, I think it was 9 of them, the 5G was very good. Midband, which has much better propagation characteristics and qualities compared to millimeter wave. But at the same time, Sprint had such a concentration of bandwidth in that frequency, they could make large channels, right? And they could aggregate multiple channels for it. So it was really good to see, and hopefully T-Mobile carries over with that. Let's take a look at T-Mobile. They had the most dramatic of decrease in performance of all the carriers. So some of the things that I would like to highlight about T-Mobile is that they really scored like a regional carrier, kind of like how Sprint is. And by that, I mean where their network is strong, those markets stayed strong. And then where the markets were, sensitive to congestion and with coverage issues, they continued to struggle. Because when I look at their metric scores, they don't have as many of those high speed markets as AT&T, and they didn't have the performance that, like, say, Verizon did in being so balanced and so high performance. So if you look at some of these metrics here, and it says here overall root scores, they had none outright, right, for the overall. 2 ties, right? The reliability, they didn't score very well. The accessibility, they didn't score very well. The texting, they seemed to score well. It just wasn't a good half for them. I think this is one that they'd like to forget. So when I look at their performance, maybe it's something, we start looking at in 2021 as they kind of go through their merger-related issues. Maybe we kind of try to stay a little bit objective and fair and say, well, the network is struggling right now, and it's understandable. There's a lot going on there. And they have a lot of work to do, and they definitely have their work cut out for them. Verizon is still the most reliable. They are still very fast, generally speaking, and they're very consistent. And these are characteristics and descriptions of Verizon that have they've withstood the hands of time. This is the way that they've always been. Holistically, I think Verizon has some of the most reliable data, even if the speeds are not the fastest, they're very good. Even if they're not getting the incredible speeds that we see in some of these AT&T markets, they're still very competitive. Most of those markets, you would never say that Verizon is bad, right? There's no real markets where Verizon is bad. And I think that's what makes them win so many of these awards, is the fact that, they've got this excellence about them with this test with root metrics. And that's why they continue to score so well. And Caleb spoke to it earlier, Verizon wins 329 awards. The closest competitor is AT&T with 193. That's like half, This really is the Verizon test. It really is. They then kind of like talk a little bit about the 5G that companies have deployed. I mean, it's nothing we really need to spend any great amount of time on. But what I want to do actually is I want to take a look at the root metrics markets. And I want to take a look at some markets that people select. So if there's anyone out there that wants me to look at a couple of markets, go ahead and throw it out there. But Caleb, one of the markets that you and I tested together was Columbus. So I want to look at Cleveland. I want to then look at Columbus. We'll do Vegas for Carlos. We'll do Phoenix for Tito, and then we'll take a couple from those in the live.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to do this share screen for everyone to see.
Ooh, bro, I just got some news.
Better be good news, Carlos. It better be good.
I think your confirmation on Metro being bye-bye, it's more confirmed than ever.
Yeah, I got a video on that tomorrow, man. So maybe we could talk after the stream and figure something out. What's going on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, let me make this a little bit larger so we can see this better. So when you go to rootmetrics.com, you can look at the entire report as I just did, or you can also select certain markets. So you can select a market that maybe you live in, you want to see, what's going on where you have, spend most of your time. So here's the CLE. I'm going to just make this a little larger if I can. Nope, I can't. All right. So this is it. Oh, nope, it did work. Okay. So this is why I choose Verizon, and this is why I've always had Verizon. Overall, the network just always seems to perform well. So here's your overall performance. So Verizon and AT&T are very close. 99.5, 99.2. Third was T-Mobile at 97.7, Sprint 96.9. I could tell you that Sprint's improved a lot because their scores were much lower previously. So they've continued to improve. With T-Mobile, that seems about right. That seems par for the course. It's gotten better over the years, but they are clearly behind Verizon and AT&T in the CLE. If I click on reliability, it's more of the same. If I click on accessibility, that's where there's a little bit of separation. Verizon is clearly ahead of AT&T. AT&T is way ahead of T-Mobile and Sprint. When you look at network speed, I don't know, man. This one is kind of interesting. Verizon scored 99.9 in speed. I mean, I'm guessing the high score is 100. I didn't know. I've never seen a 99.9 on anything. So that's incredible. But yeah, I will tell you that it is fast here. Verizon is fast, but I always felt like AT&T was faster. So, but they're both very close. In the CLE, you cannot lose with either Verizon or AT&T. T-Mobile's back a little bit, but not far. They're at 98.5. Sprint's a little further back at 94.3. And in my opinion, I think that network speed test, I think uplink is hurting Sprint there. Caleb, you're familiar with the Sprint network. Do you have anything to say on that?
Not really. I mean, the uplink.
Do you think it was, what I'm saying is, do you think the uplink affected that score or that metric? Because I typically saw like 2 or 3 megabits per second uplink.
No, it does. It sure as heck does, because they measure the uplink speed. They measure downlink, both downlink and uplink. The uplink has always been a challenge for Sprint. One, because they don't have their PCS channels are only so wide, right? They don't even have as much as what T-Mobile has, and they don't have AWS, right? So the two of the most high capacitive bands on FDD, right?
Yes,
Not on
yes.
TDD that Sprint was using. So if you try to, use that over an uplink, it's extremely hard to do. That's why T-Mobile's, using the FDD right now for the 2.5 overlays. So it's very, uplink is, been a huge prompt for Sprint because of the way they implemented the TDD 2.5 technology.
Okay, so they said I was using the wrong. This is not the second half. This is first half data. They just tell you who won the second half in the market. That's not. This data is from half one of 2020. So everybody, just untwist your panties. You'll be okay. All right. Data performance. AT&T recorded the fastest median download speed at 71 megabits per second. Verizon recorded the fastest median upload speed at 14.4. Yeah, I will say that Verizon's upload here in the CLE is the best. And I will say that AT&T's downlink speed here is the best. T-Mobile used to be very, very good at uplink. I have no idea what happened after December. After December, I could clearly feel that the network was different. And then by April, with the pandemic, the uplink went to crap. And with the whole merger thing, I felt it. So the data performance, it appears to be pretty close between Verizon and AT&T. T-Mobile's not that far back. Sprint's a little bit back from T-Mobile. Calling, AT&T and then Verizon. Honestly, I could not distinguish the quality between the two. They seem about the same. T-Mobile call connections are fine. Sprint as well. I never had issues with any of them. And then texting, they're all pretty much up there. And actually, Sprint seems to be the highest score. So good for them. Caleb, should we do C-Bus?
Columbus? Yeah, we can do
Should
Columbus. We can. Yep.
All right. Oh, no, they don't have it for the first. Yeah, it's not here.
Oh, it's not listed yet?
No, it looks like they didn't put the data for that. All right, let's
You can do LA.
Yeah. Let's do LA. Let's do it for the man.
Oh,
right.
man, I know I already looked at this, I think.
Okay, so in LA, Verizon takes the cake for overall performance. AT&T's back a little bit. T-Mobile's back from AT&T, and then Sprint back from T-Mobile. So network reliability, the same story. Network accessibility, same story. But it looks like Verizon's way ahead for network accessibility. They
always have been in LA.
Yeah, it's up there. Network speed, it's a Verizon and AT&T thing. Sprint's way back, and then T-Mobile is way back. The only company that doesn't have a score of 90 or better. Data performance, Verizon, then it's AT&T, and then a little bit further back is T-Mobile, and then further back is Sprint. Call performance, Verizon. LA's a Verizon town. Am I getting that right, Caleb?
You're correct. LA is a Verizon town. It's always been a Verizon town. Always will be a Verizon town.
Nothing will ever change.
Edit that out. Just edit that out later, okay?
There was always the opportunity for T-Mobile to overtake them in LA. Let's leave that open for them. Okay. All right, here's Vegas. This one's for Los. Los, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm here.
AT&T took the cake, bro. AT&T and Verizon town.
Yep, I know.
All right,
I can tell you from experience.
Well, Sprint's doing pretty good, dude. They're competitive there, and T-Mobile's fourth.
Bro, I'm telling you, Sprint was number 2 here for the longest time.
Wow.
I'm telling you, people had them as a second option.
All right. Well, reliability, AT&T, and then T-Mobile. And then Verizon, but they're like so close to each other, they bunched them all up. And even Sprint's up there. They're really close. It looks like you have very good reliability in Vegas from the carriers.
I mean, connectivity-wise, I can say yeah, but now the speed department and stuff like that's a different story.
All right, let's take a look at this. So network accessibility, Verizon, then Sprint, then AT&T, and T-Mobile's way back. They're pretty far back. Network speed is an AT&T thing. Verizon is very close. Sprint's not bad. T-Mobile is bad in speed in Vegas. Carlos, can you confirm?
Confirmed.
All right, data performance, Verizon and AT&T, then Sprint, then T-Mobile.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. And then call performance. AT&T is very good. Verizon is good. T-Mobile is good. Sprint is actually not bad. They're all pretty close there.
Yeah, I can say that's accurate.
And then for texting, they're all above a 99. 99 or better. So,
Yeah, that's about right.
Tito, you there, my friend?
I am.
Phoenix, shall we? Oh, Phoenix is
good.
not mentioned. It's not in the data is not in here. What could we do? Name a city that you're familiar with that you've tested.
Let's say Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City.
You
We
go
are
down.
there. Yeah, we got it. Okay. All right, Verizon, number 1. AT&T, very close. T-Mobile's back a little bit, and then Sprint's a little bit further back. Can you confirm overall?
Yep. That's
Network
right.
reliability, Verizon and AT&T take the cake. T-Mobile just a bit behind them, and Sprint a bit behind T-Mobile.
Yep. That's
Network
true.
accessibility, AT&T and Verizon are the best. T-Mobile's a little bit back, and then Sprint is way back.
Yeah. That's pretty
Network speed, AT&T takes the cake by a bunch. Verizon, number 2. T-Mobile way back, and Sprint way back in network speed. Like awful.
Horrible.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I can't say I've seen a score that low on a metric in at least 2 or 3 years. So whatever they were doing in OKC was not working. AT&T, when it comes to data performance, very good. Verizon, very good. T-Mobile's back, and then Sprint's back as well. So I'm getting the feeling that this is an AT&T town or a Verizon town.
Yep.
You pick your carrier based on the deal you get. All right, let's take some from the live. Let's see what some people have to say here.
Do Provo, Utah.
Provo.
Or Salt Lake City.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. We could do that. Provo. First half 2020.
Hey, do you hear me just fine?
Yeah, you're good, dude. Is it a Verizon and AT&T town, Los?
That's confirmed.
Is it also a Sprint town? Are they competitive there?
It's confirmed.
All right. Is T-Mobile less competitive in Provo, Utah? Is it, Los? I don't know if he hears me or not.
I think he's on T-Mobile now.
What's going on? Why is it buffering so bad?
I don't know, dude. Reset everything and then come back in.
I have. I'm getting 100 upload, so it's not me.
Caleb, can you hear me okay?
I can, but your stream was... I don't know if it was me or not, but your stream was buffering earlier.
Oh. Has it stabilized?
For now.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a look at this Provo, Utah. Looks like network reliability is AT&T and Verizon. Sprint's up there though, 98.5.
It's about right.
Verizon has the accessibility, AT&T number 2, and then Sprint and T-Mobile are way back. Network speed, what the heck?
That's accurate, very accurate.
T-Mobile 65.7. That's the lowest score I've ever seen.
That's I hate to say it, but it's very accurate. I was just in Provo a couple months ago.
Was it dead slow, Carlos, for T-Mobile?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, the only time it would actually pick up some speed would be like around 12 o'clock at night and above.
Wow, T-Mobile is dead in Provo, Utah. Like that's like unusable speed, Los?
At times, yeah. I actually
wow.
Because Verizon has a lot of millimeter wave all around that area, Salt Lake, Provo area, so I just used my Verizon a lot.
Wow, man. Let me go ahead and finish Provo, and then we're going to take a look at New York City. All right, Verizon, AT&T again for data performance. Sprint competitive at number 3. T-Mobile's back a little bit for calling. AT&T and Verizon again. Sprint very competitive. T-Mobile's back a bit, and then for texting, they're all pretty much the same. Wow, dude, I have never seen a score that low before.
Yeah, man, I hate to say it, but it's pretty dead on. and I will be going back up there this week, and I can show you guys.
Unfortunately, New York City is a no-go. I can't select New York City for the first half 2020. I'm guessing that has something to do with the pandemic. Let's take a look at Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I saw somebody throw that out there. All right, we got ourselves an AT&T and Verizon town. T-Mobile's back a little bit, and Sprint's a little bit further back from them. Network reliability, it's big blue and big red. T-Mobile looks competitive, though, and so does Sprint. For network accessibility, Verizon and AT&T lead the way. Sprint's way back, and T-Mobile is way back. And then for network speed, it's a Verizon and T-Mobile thing. All right, so
Wow,
and AT&T's pretty close too, and AT&T's close too. Sprint's the only one that's seems to be further back.
Hold on, bro.
Clap it up, yeah.
Gotta give him a clap.
So whoever chose Lancaster, is T-Mobile pretty fast there? That's what this seems to indicate. For data performance, the big three seem to be competitive with each other. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, and Sprint was actually pretty good for data performance, 96. Calling, AT&T is taking the cake. Verizon's back a little bit. T-Mobile's way back, and then Sprint's way back. All right, and then for texting, they all seem pretty competitive. So,
can you do Modesto, California? I just want to see like how my
Modesto, yeah.
This is my old stomping grounds. When I was
all right, Caleb. It looks like you have laid the foundations of success.
Yes, it still works. It still works.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, so Modesto, it is Verizon is king, and it's not even close. Verizon is 99.2, AT&T 96.5, Sprint 95.2, and T-Mobile 95. Network reliability, Verizon and T-Mobile. AT&T is actually not that far back, and Sprint's right there too. So it looks like network reliability in Modesto is very good.
It is very good.
Towers all over the place, I'm assuming. Good tower crews and
that's
good
why I want
engineers.
Carlos to go there so bad. Like I want you to just go.
He just wants to see 5 bars of signal everywhere you go in 100
Yeah,
megabits
you
per
need to
second.
go. Like
Caleb,
I want to go.
Caleb,
We'll fly out there.
I got you, bro. I got you. We'll go down there.
All right.
You're gonna have to meet me in the plane.
Network accessibility, Verizon number 1, T-Mobile number 2, and then back a little bit is AT&T and Sprint. Network speeds, it's Verizon, and it's not even close. AT&T and Sprint's way back, and T-Mobile is absolute hot garbage in Modesto.
They are.
What the heck, bro? That's 2 markets we've selected where they've had scores below 65.
Yeah, a part of that problem is not enough towers. And
so Modesto's a neglected market for T-Mobile.
Correct. Yeah, it is.
Wow. If you are in Modesto, you cannot use T-Mobile unless there's going to be a lot of keep sites from Sprint.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Data performance, Verizon. Wow, dude. Who built this network in Modesto?
It was me.
That is
No, I
missed.
If you go back the years 2015 to 2000.
Look at that call quality. 99.5. What the heck?
That's all the call testing.
My goodness. What do you want me to go back to? What year?
2000, if you can, 2015 to 2018.
2015. First half 2015 or second half?
Hold on. When was I there? And I
can do first half 2016.
Wrong years. It's 2016 to 2019.
Okay, would you like me to just pick 2017 first half?
I mean, you can, yeah.
Okay, first half 2017. Verizon all day. Network reliability 100%. What? What?
Yep.
So, Caleb, I've never seen 100.
Yeah.
Damn, Caleb.
That's when I was there.
Wow. Wow, again, for calling 100%.
What a G.
Dude. Yeah. So if you ever want to apply for like a higher position at your company, you could literally just pull up the root metrics report and be like, look.
when I got hard on for Sprint, I did show them that and they were impressed. So I guess that's. But yeah, that's when I was there, 2016 to 2019, man. So.
All right, we're gonna do Honolulu because Sheep said so. You feel me?
Dude, Caleb, you're a good network engineer, bro. Straight up, you are
I miss, dude.
Verizon
I miss
quality.
so.
Yeah, man. Wow, that's pretty good performance, Caleb. I gotta say, like there were some things there that, wow, I didn't even know that was possible, man.
Dude, my manager called me the bulldog because I wouldn't let anything slide. Not even for anything.
Yeah,
not even
nice,
not
dude.
even from the execs, dude. Not from directors, dude. I would make sure nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
And it shows.
All right, we're gonna do Honolulu for Sheep. I don't know why he picked this, but whatever. Up, no can go, no Honolulu possible.
How?
I don't know. Honolulu doesn't have first half data,
Go up?
dude. It's an H, Honolulu, right?
Yeah, H.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
they
it's
got-
there.
Isn't Tyrone from El Paso? Let's check out El Paso.
Let's check out Apache.
All right, AT&T Town. Wow, overall performance, network reliability. Verizon and AT&T are right there. T-Mobile's competitive. Sprint's a little back. Network accessibility, it's Verizon, then it's everybody else. Network speed, it's AT&T. Verizon's competitive, but Sprint and T-Mobile are way back. Data performance, they're all pretty competitive, relatively speaking. It's the big two and then the other two. I'm starting to see that quite a bit here. It's the big two and then the other two. Verizon, AT&T for calling, and then text performance. That I don't even know why they even track that anymore. Like, you can send and receive text. That should be the metric, right? But whatevs. All right, so no Honolulu. Let's see what else anybody else threw out a market there. Boston, Massachusetts. Tech for your needs. What is up, my guy? Boston it is.
From Boston.
No Boston. Their data isn't complete. Wow, dude. Carlos, any other places you frequent?
I got another one for you.
Boy.
Okay.
So my other engineer buddy Lido, my other engineer buddy Lido for Verizon. His market was Stockton, California. Verizon wins every single time because he actually had more bandwidth in that market versus AT&T than what I did. But dude, he was like,
I wish I could pick a Caleb.
Dude,
it's not available for half one metric.
But if you go back to like the past years,
Sure.
It's won 13 more than 13 reports, bro. Every single one.
Yeah. Stockton, he's killing it, bro. He's got 98 and everybody's got 94 for overall. He's 99.8 on network reliability.
Wow.
He's 92.2 on network speed. Nobody else breaks 85.
Dang.
Why is it so tough over there as a population?
Well, it's because Verizon has the most density, and they actually they beat out AT&T just in that market for AWS spectrum.
T-Mobile's trash there. So is AT&T. They're absolute trash. Sprint's not even good.
Look at the previous years.
Previous years?
Mm-hmm.
Verizon all day, bro. Wow, 100 on call performance. 100. Yeah, good for him, dude.
Yeah, Lido Bellin.
He's a big part of that team, huh?
Yeah. If you look at the previous years, the all win Verizon every single. Verizon
all the way.
Bro,
all the way back to 2013.
He started 1 year earlier. He started in 2015. Started 1 year earlier.
But Sneed,
all right, we'll check half one, 2016. Yeah, he created a lot of space between him and his competition.
Bro.
Wow, that network speed.
Sneed.
Were they ever bad? Was Verizon ever bad in Stockton?
Not really. I mean,
now here's why he did a good thing. Sprint had the best calling at one point. He overtook them at some point and never looked back. And
Lido, he's actually the engineer that trained me. So.
Oh, he's your mentor.
He is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sneed, Stockton took in second half of 2016 on. They've been number one there since second half.
Yeah.
Let's do Houston. Houston's a big market.
Jesus, bro.
Hopefully we got some Houston data. Nope, no Houston data. That would have been a cool town to do. God. Sorry, no Houston data. ATL, let's do that for Johnny. ATL. Wow, some of the larger markets aren't in here. You know, I think the pandemic really got in the way. Honolulu is there. I don't see Honolulu. Where? Do you guys see Honolulu on your end?
No,
Yeah, I don't see it here.
but
Not for
probably,
half one of 2020.
probably 2019 half, but not 20.
Yeah. Dallas, Fort Worth for Mr. Allen. Yes, sir. Let's do Dallas, shall we?
Yeah, let's hit the DFW.
Big D is a no-go, no data.
No DFW.
Nope. Sarasota, Florida. Sure, we'll do that for David. All right. Should be interesting. I never looked at Sarasota number. AT&T and Verizon taking the cake. Sprint is awful. Not even competitive. Verizon again for network reliability. AT&T hot on their tails. Network accessibility is T-Mobile, surprisingly. That's weird. So the reliability, a different story than the accessibility.
Hey, Sneed.
Yeah.
Excuse me, bro. Yeah, I just got confirmation it is on there, bro. You might have to refresh your screen. So I'm looking
Okay.
at it right now on my mobile, and I got confirmation from a picture sent to me too.
Okay. All right. I'll check it in a second. Data performance, T-Mobile, call performance, Verizon. This is a weird market. Sarasota is unique. Overall, it's Verizon and AT&T. Network reliability, it's Verizon. Then like accessibility, network speed, and data performance, it's all T-Mobile. So they're competitive there. They're doing good. Sprint's way back in pretty much every metric. Wow. Sarasota, not a good market for Sprint customers. All right, I'm going to try to refresh the page. Apparently, Honolulu is there, so I don't know, dude. It's not showing on my end, Los.
Look, I'm looking at it right now myself, bro. Like, I don't know if it's because it's on mobile phone or what. There you go. First half.
It is
2020.
here.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Verizon. 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 Verizon.
Verizon's the only thing that's out there, really.
100%.
Sprint,
Yeah,
Sprint's out there
Verizon.
too, but not as good.
Yeah, Verizon's killing Honolulu. So if that's nobody else is really close actually.
Chanel.
It's Verizon through and through.
Chanel, you need to show this to your wife.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like from what I understand, like Lawrence's lady is frequently on Wi-Fi, so maybe it's de-emphasized. Let me see if Atlanta is on here since.
Yeah, maybe you have to type these in manually, bro.
Yeah. No, Atlanta doesn't have data. This is last year's data. New York City.
Oh, we got our friendly skunk ape.
This is second half also. Okay. Yeah, so somebody said Toledo, Ohio. I'm familiar with the Toledo area.
Hey, JK video stream. We appreciate the $1.99 super chat, bro. Thank you so much. And he said, Winston, Salem, North Carolina, please.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do Winston-Salem. Yeah, buddy. Let's take a look. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Nice town, by the way. I have been. It's second half 2019, but it looks like Verizon and Big Blue. Big red, big blue town. T-Mobile's got decent speeds. It looks like they're competitive. T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. Those speeds suck, though, overall. The networks look like they have a tough time with data over there. Probably some congestion issues. But it looks like AT&T and Verizon and T-Mobile's usable there, too, it looks like. Just the calling seems a little bit crappy. Sprint sucks over there. What else? I got family in Syracuse. Let's see who's kicking there. It's usually known as a Verizon town, so let's see. Verizon. T-Mobile with the network accessibility. AT&T's right there. Network speed, they're pretty close. T-Mobile's fast there. Data performance, yeah. T-Mobile's where it's at in Syracuse for data. Wow. Nice. Somebody was talking about Portland. AT&T is the best. Carlos, do you know Portland?
Of course, I know Portland, bro.
AT&T is where it's at.
Yeah, bro.
See,
Verizon was decent in 2018 when I was there, but when I was just there mid last year, yeah, AT&T caught up pretty well.
Orlando, it's Verizon.
That's true.
Big Blue, Verizon.
Yep. When I bought my other car last year in Orlando, yeah, it's true.
I went to Nashville a few years ago. That was like 5 years ago. I had very good coverage. AT&T, Verizon, AT&T, and Verizon and AT&T. Yeah, that's a big time. Big Blue, Big Red town. That Modesto's got me messed up though, Caleb. You killed Modesto, homie.
Yeah. Me and my boy Lido killed it.
Caleb, honestly, bro, you really need to go back, bro. You're that quality, bro. Like, it's like going to your neighborhood hut shack to eat, bro, or going to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant up in the strip, bro. Which one would you prefer?
It just wasn't me. I mean, like I talked about my other friend, Lido Bellin, who was in charge of Stockton. You know, we made our bosses, our director, look good. We made them look good. They want us to stay put, and I couldn't really move up in the company because we made them look good, and that's why I switched over to Sprint / T-Mobile. But he's still there at Verizon, but it's just he's still doing the same job, just covering a small town. But I'm covering, most of Southern California.
But that's the thing though, bro. Everything has changed. Remember, new leadership.
We got what city did I pick? Detroit, Michigan, a nice Midwest town. Verizon.
That's true.
Verizon.
This is
Verizon. And everybody's the same in texting. And I love the Verizon coverage I have in Detroit, so I can confirm.
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Somebody burned down the 18 towers.
Where?
Just kidding.
Carlos wanted Boise, Idaho, so the potato farmers, AT&T and Verizon.
Of course.
Verizon, AT&T. Verizon. AT&T is very good for network speed. Data performance, Verizon, then AT&T is very close. T-Mobile's competitive. Sprint's pretty far back. There's some really bad markets for Sprint. Caleb, where is Antelope Valley, California, dude? Not sure. All right, well, it's a Verizon town.
I think that's south, actually.
Well, it's a Verizon town. It's all Verizon. Network reliability, overall performance, accessibility, network speed. It's not even close. T-Mobile with a 56.9 in network speed. Is anybody out there from Antelope Valley, California? Do you have a T-Mobile tower in your city?
Jesus.
I need to look actually where that's at.
56.9. What the heck is that? What? You know what that is? A 56.
Oh! No wonder I haven't heard of it. It's Lancaster area. That's why.
Oh,
bruh. 56.9 is horrible and awful all in one. That is awful. That is straight trash. I mean, what? Look at that, Matt. Just look at that.
Jesus.
That's horrible.
Hey,
that's got to be the lowest score. There can't actually be a lower score than that.
Sneed.
Yeah.
We got a couple people just messaged me and they said that they don't believe Miami's accurate because they live in Miami and they use AT&T and Verizon, and they say that it's more stable connection.
I don't see Miami data for this half. This
Yeah.
is second half data. They don't have the.
Oh, okay.
But if I look at first second half data from 2019, it's Verizon and T-Mobile. It's a lot of T-Mobile actually. Yeah, in fact, I could probably only recommend Verizon and T-Mobile in Miami. Sprint's a train wreck in Miami.
Agree. John Ledger visited Miami a lot.
Riverside, California, Caleb, are you familiar with it?
Yep.
Verizon,
That's 100%.
Verizon,
100%.
Verizon,
100%.
Verizon.
100%.
AT&T's got decent speed. Verizon
Yeah.
for data. Calling is Verizon. Really, there's only one carrier to have in Riverside.
Yeah.
Like, if you want the
Yeah.
best service possible, it's clearly Verizon in Riverside.
Yeah, the Riverside, San Bernardino area.
Mhm.
I was building out on that area with Brent, especially where we're getting ready to deploy the mouse MIMO out there until.
All right. I've never heard of this place. Port Saint Lucie, Florida. Hashtag
Yeah.
Florida. All right. Verizon and AT&T. Network reliability, Verizon. Accessibility, AT&T and Verizon. Network speed, Big Blue. T-Mobile's right there. T-Mobile for data performance and AT&T as well. Call performance, Verizon. You notice, like, if you value calling, Verizon is where it's at. You know, if that's still like a very important thing, you know, to you, like you make phone calls a lot. I mean, Verizon is what it is.
We need. Did you check out Raleigh, bro? We need Tim
Sure.
Town. Tim Town.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother, Timothy. Yes, sir. All right, Raleigh, Verizon.
Yeah. Yeah. What happened to your T-Mobile? Yeah. Yeah.
I think the network, it took a dump. Network reliability, Verizon, AT&T's pretty close. T-Mobile's pretty far back. Sprint's competitive with T-Mobile, but it's not up to speed with the others. Accessibility, it's Verizon and AT&T. Network speed, it's Verizon and AT&T, and it's not even close. Sprint's way back at 71.3. Data performance, it's Verizon, AT&T. T-Mobile's kind of far back. Sprint's way back. Call performance, Verizon gets a 100% score. So that is a Verizon town through and through. I know Tim was able to find a dead spot on this one part of the highway, so
Yeah.
keep using that to get credits, bro.
Yep. Tim.
Yeah, man. Anybody else? Carlos, anybody else want to see anything before I close things out here?
Can you do Tampa, Florida?
Yes, sir.
Tampa.
Oh, they don't have the data. Oh, well, it might be here.
You gotta look it up. Tampex, Florida.
Tampex?
It's like the closest
All
city
right.
near.
Caleb, this is second half 2019. Verizon. Network reliability, Verizon. T-Mobile's competitive. Network speed is T-Mobile and Verizon. Data performance is T-Mobile and Verizon. Calling performance, it's Verizon, and then texting is all the same. This is a Verizon market with T-Mobile being competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like AT&T and T-Mobile are kind of the number two. I mean, but honestly, looking at the numbers, T-Mobile seems a little bit better than even AT&T.
Yeah, that's that. I mean,
Unless
I'm-
there
I'm-
have been, but here's the thing. What I do know is that AT&T has been upgrading quite a bit in Tampa, so the new
Right.
data is going to be important to see.
That New Orleans, that gumbo.
Narlands,
Gotta give me that gumbo.
oh, do you ever make it out there?
Bro, I was there. When was it? When I
I
picked
said
up the when I bought that car last year, bro. When I was driving back from Orlando.
Huh.
Yeah, I drove through the Big Easy, bro. I drove all
Louisiana.
the- Yeah.
All right, this is second half data 2019. Verrazini, 100%. This is a Verizon town. AT&T's competitive a little bit. T-Mobile's competitive a little bit. But, yeah, dude. Sprint's not good there. What about Ogden, Utah, Carlos?
I think Ogden, Utah. Yeah. What about him? What about him?
Big Blue.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a mix. It's a mix.
Nah, bro, that's Big Blue, dude. Domination.
Yeah. Big Blue is pretty decent.
All right, I'm closing this sucker out. All right, Daniel, just for you, Seattle, and then I'm done. Seattle. Okay, can't find it there. Let's take a look.
What the heck?
It's kind of funny
TT.
about Spokane, Washington, that Verizon went that down. That's where T-Mobile's headquarters is.
Oh, yeah, we should do that. Let's do where each of the headquarters are for each of the carriers.
Oh.
All right. Seattle, Washington is Verizon and AT&T. Verizon for reliability. AT&T is competitive. T-Mobile is too. Sprint's not bad. Network speed looks like AT&T.
This is confirmed.
AT&T again. Verizon's competitive. It's right there. Calling performance is Verizon. That's clearly a Verizon and AT&T town.
You know what's sad? I have proof that at the T-Mobile headquarters, AT&T is getting over 500 megabits per second, while you got T-Mobile barely doing 10 in their own headquarters.
How do you spell Bellevue?
You were singing I.
I don't. Does Bellevue come up on there? Let's see. Let me
I
look.
don't think they have it. They don't test it.
You Spokane.
What's the metropolitan? Is it Spokane?
Spokane.
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll do that. Is that considered the metro area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Verizon.
Yep.
It's Verizon. Sprint's even better than T-Mobile at network reliability.
Damn.
It's really high. Everybody's reliability is high, to be honest.
Yeah.
Network accessibility, Verizon. Sprint's better than T-Mobile, though. Speed is Verizon, AT&T. T-Mobile's good, 98.6. Data performance, they're all up there. This is a good market. That is really good cellular performance. Wow. I had no idea that Spokane was such a good cellular market, but it's still a Verizon town. So why does Neville Ray have AT&T as a provider?
No.
Why doesn't he have Verizon?
Why don't we ask him?
He ain't talking, bro.
I heard he's testing 5G technology. The next phase of it on planet Orb.
Got it. 5G and
All
planet
right.
Mars.
We're done, man. Let me just do some thank yous. Thanks to everybody who was here that liked the video and shared it. Thanks for being here to watch. What I also want to do is take a moment to thank all the patrons over on the SMT Patreon page. There's a link in the description box for that if you want to join and become a member of that support group. We also have the @SneedTech Twitter handle. Carlos is on Twitter as well. Check his channel out here on YouTube also. Big shout out to the SMT Nation. Hashtag Mod Squad. Hashtag 2Live Crew. Hashtag Ravioli Gang. And big shout out to Caleb for being here to spend time with us. And Carlos, to you as well. Thank you, man. Anything for the good of the order on the state of the networks? Or did you think we covered it all?
I think we got it, and I want to just throw a little 2 cents in. Is that with Verizon's millimeter wave technology, the reason why Verizon is king on RootMetrics is and wins overall is this, especially with the millimeter wave, they're going to continue to keep on winning year after year after year. Once you pair your millimeter wave with the mid band, the low band, and keep on getting faster, longer range, going and going.
Yeah, man.
They're gonna always win.
Yeah. Just keep on winning, bro.
Winners. They
Winner,
want
winner.
W's. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, bro. They want that chicken dinner every night.
All right, y'all. Like this video, share this video, thumbs up. We've got a video coming out tomorrow. We're gonna look at this Metro situation. Me and Carlos and Caleb are gonna talk after this and see if we could sort it out. Anyways, hope you guys have a good rest of the evening. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys on the next one.
I got one more thing to say.
Oh, sure.
If you have been on the channel and you have been lurking on this channel, hit that subscribe button already for us, man, and hit that notification bell so you're notified when Sneed uploads the next video. Just do yourself that favor already. Stop lurking.
Yeah. All right, we out this piece.
Peace.
Peace.